Hey, it's Kurt with Vaxpreneur. And you know what? I was going to go live on YouTube. I'm still working with a couple of settings in there. It's a brand new account. And so I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. I don't know if you've been tracking what's going on in the news, the headlines, the last couple of days. Today, especially, yeah, I get into LinkedIn and I start looking at the different, headlines and things that people are posting, and then I go and I look at them like in DuckDuckGo and Brave and just look at a couple of resources and try to figure out, is this legitimate or is this hyperbole? Is this something that somebody's trying to amp people up with? And what I saw today was, two things. It could either cause people to have a moment of relief, or it could cause people to like amp up their stress. And so from the Vaxpreneur mindset, from the idea of, hey, you might lose your job, you might be new in the entrepreneur field, unintentionally. And I see the videos from Italy coming in. Now, I have a direct affinity for Italy. I love Italy. I've been there multiple times. I just love the culture, the people, the place. And to see what's going on with their strikes and their protests and what they're going through, as a people, people getting turned away from the hospital because they don't have a vaccination, proof of a vaccination passport. You're there for a diabetes treatment. Diabetes will kill you, and you can't get in to see the doctor because you can't prove your vaccination status. That is, I mean, think in terms of like the Hippocratic Oath and medicine in general. And you don't have to be pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine to see that action contradicts everything that we've ever been taught as right, wrong. It's just a huge contradiction. And so when we see that, it's like, okay, but then you see the protests and you see people backing down in our country from vaccine mandates. Southwest rescinded their vaccine mandate because pilots stopped going to work. And people said, well, it's illegal to have a sick out, especially in an essential business. So what? It's illegal to have a vaccine mandate. So when they did that, now here's what people didn't realize. It's not really a sick out. If you have amassed 540 hours of sick time, right? And it's, take it or lose it, right? Either take your sick time or lose your sick time. And your employer says you're going to be fired next month. You got 500 hours on the books. Why would you keep going to work? Take the time or lose the time. Why would you give the company free labor? You've already earned that bank of time. So common sense says, yeah, I'm just going to take this time off. I've earned it. It's sick time. I'm just going to call in sick and use some of it up. So I'm not giving it all away. Right. And so when that happened, people lost their minds. But when you tell thousands of people, I'm going to fire you next month, if they've got vacation and sick time on the books, they're going to take it. That's what they did. So now Southwest says, oh, we're going to rescind it. We're not going to enforce the vaccine mandate. Delta Airlines came right out and said they weren't going to enforce the vaccine mandate. And now we've got multiple lawsuits happening, from fire departments and police departments up in Washington State. They've got a big thing with the police department, trying to sue. And what we're seeing now is, and this is what I said 2 months ago, I said, if your employer gives you an ultimatum, get vaccinated or be fired, don't quit. And don't necessarily think that it's going to take effect, because there's so many moving cogs in this whole thing that by the time your termination date would come, chances are the situation would change. And so part of me, having created this Vaxpreneur thing, is like, yeah, I want to grow a community. I want to see it succeed. I want to have customers come in and use us to grow their businesses they didn't plan on having. Yeah, I want all that Vaxpreneur stuff to happen personal, right? It's personal win to have a community grow, right? And people to kind of come to me as a resource. That's great. But remember, the whole cause of this was to pay it forward, was to give people a chance to pull back, a chance to relax, a chance to catch their breath and realize they're not alone. My biggest thing was, stop trying to convince people that they're alone or that they're crazy or that there's some kind of anomaly or a conspiracy theorist because they don't want to take an experimental jab. So the thing for me is, when I see the vaccine mandates getting rescinded and I see things pulling back a little bit, especially here in America, I think, well, maybe I was too quick to react. Maybe vaxpreneur isn't really necessary. Maybe all this is going to blow over and these people will be okay. There's a large part of our country that is still vaccinated, that is still, maybe they're angry that they got vaccinated. Maybe they're resentful. Maybe they're embarrassed. We should pray for these people as well. But, and again, Vaxpreneur doesn't want to take a political stance, you know, pro or con. It's not about that. It's about helping people where they are at. And remember, a lot of times when people get angry, a lot of times when people get spiteful or hurtful, it's because of something else other than being mad at you. It can be embarrassment, can be fear, can be all these things. And, you know, we've heard a lot of stuff about the vaccinated that could be scary. And so think of those people and try and put yourself in their shoes. If you're unvaccinated and you're wondering why a vaccinated person is giving you such heartache about it, put yourself in their shoes and think about what they're thinking or their internal thoughts about the situation as well. And so I just wanted to come on real quick. Like I said, I was going to go live on YouTube. I don't think we're there yet. And so I wanted to make this video. I'll post it up to YouTube. I'll put it up on LinkedIn. I'll throw it into the Facebook page. But through all this, we have to recognize that none of us are alone. As much as they want to convince you that you're an anomaly or a conspiracy theorist or you're crazy, you're not. You're not alone. And there are options, and there is a community here that will grow and that will afford you the opportunity and the resources to make decisions that you find yourself having to make. There. Folks, have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.